from wisdom.co.uk. I'm a metaphysical teacher and therapist who helps hundreds of people all over the world each month over Zoom. Today, I'm going to speak about the emotional or spiritual causes of diabetes. Healing diabetes begins with understanding where it first originated and addressing the root emotional cause. Physiologically, diabetes is a disturbance of the metabolism from a lack of insulin secreted by the pancreas. Traditional medicine treats the symptoms, whereas metaphysics addresses the root of emotional reasons for diabetes, manifest in the first place. Diabetes was once known as glycosuria, which literally translates to sugar run out. If we replace the word sugar with love, it translates to love run out. Love passes straight through the diabetic. Just as sugar has, it's just the same. The result is a strong, unsatisfied desire for love, along with an inability to accept love and absorb it unconditionally. Type 1 diabetes can occur at any age, but is commonly diagnosed around the age of 30, when insufficient insulin is produced by the pancreas, and the body's immune system destroys insulin-producing cells. Type 2 diabetes occurs when the body still produces insulin, but it does not produce enough, or it's not able to use it efficiently. Now let's look at some of the emotional or spiritual causes of diabetes. With diabetes, or even pre-diabetes, there's often a lack of play and joy in childhood, in which the child has had to grow up too quickly and taken on adult responsibilities. As an adult, people with diabetes can end up overly serious due to serious or strict parenting. This is common with perfectionists and workaholics who unconsciously believe they do not deserve pleasure in their lives. When an opportunity for pleasure comes along, they feel guilty and punish themselves as there was a fear of or threat of punishment as a child. Guilt seeks punishment, and diabetes is a way of expressing this. There's a strong feeling they have triggered diabetes, like most illnesses and diseases, streaming from childhood and beyond. This began as a feeling of emptiness, resulting in a feeling of what might have been, and it should have been different. When an aspect of us is missing, it can result in a sense of deep sadness and sorrow, with no sweetness left to enjoy life. Diabetes has a way of storing pain, complicated by feeling ashamed of something they did in the past. The emptiness can create a feeling of having a great need to control. Any initial emotional shock can reverberate throughout life as aftershocks. These can be feeling of starvation in the midst of plenty, resulting in a feeling of sorry for oneself. Sometimes there will be a feeling that the quality of life has been taken away from them. There's a belief in diabetes that they may have had insufficient emotional support, especially from the mother, together with a feeling of loss, deprivation of love, together with the starvation of affection. At the worst, feeling alone and an indifferent and hostile world, there can be a fatalistic expectation of further complications in life. Now let's look at the spiritual or emotional cause of type 1 diabetes. Well, people affected by type 1 diabetes can have a difficulty in dealing with external circumstances effectively. Diabetics may have a difficulty discerning who is a friend and who is a foe in the family, and be unable to trust others, often due to the people they once trusted having turned against them. Diabetics have often experienced some sort of betrayal by their parents, which could have resulted in permanent emotional wound. The childhood patterns can escalate into repeating patterns in adulthood. Any extreme parental trauma could leave the child feeling out of control. Feeling helpless is a big theme of diabetics, resulting in an empath that takes on too much responsibility. The body of a diabetic does not know how to use insulin effectively, reflecting in a conflict between the parents. Diabetics may feel a lack of confidence in making decisions or being able to feel safe about the decisions they have been made. Now let's look at the spiritual or metaphysical cause of type 2 diabetes. People affected by diabetes 2 may have experienced a traumatic event that did not heal, resulting in a feeling of being out of control. They can be over controlling in their lives. Once that's how it goes. Only feeling joy when controlling everything. Sometimes joy can be taken out of the person's life when the parent could not process the death of someone close who had represented joy in them. Type 2 diabetes stress due to feeling out of control is due to fighting against someone or circumstances and being overwhelmed by over-responsibility for others. Type 2 diabetics may have a feeling of being stuck in an unhealthy dynamic of not knowing who is healthy or unhealthy for them, which relates to knowing how to use the insulin effectively. After more than 30 years as a therapist, I've devised my own unique and efficient way of assessing people back into alignment. This means if you choose to work with me by applying dowsing techniques, we'll look for the emotional or the energetic root cause of your health or well-being challenge. Then together we'll work on dealing with the blockages within your system and bringing back harmony. You can learn more about my work and by working with Zoom with an appointment by visiting my website www.energetic-wisdom.co.uk. So all the best to you all.